bags where horror lies.
Hello and welcome to Body Bags. My name is James and I'm your Sunday night reviewer. And today I wanted to bring you a review of The Vigil. So this is a movie 2019 directed by Keith Thomas. I think this was his directorial debut. And we are following a guy, can't remember his name already, terrible with names. Yakov, yeah. So he was practicing Orthodox Jew. I think he's still Jewish, but he's like an Orthodox Jew. There's a certain like dress that like how they dress, like the suits, the jackets, they have like the hair, the hats and things like that. So he dresses as just everyday Joe sort of thing. And he's like in need of some money. He's got his rent coming up and stuff like that. And we can see he's struggling with things like there's some past trauma in his life that is clearly upsetting him still. He doesn't have a job, he's got money problems, and he gets approached to do this vigil where you kind of, when someone from the Orthodox Jewish community dies, they are watched over, they are protected, their body is protected until they are laid to rest or taken into the morgue. And so he is approached to do that. There was someone watching this body, but they got scared and left. So he takes the job. It's a Holocaust survivor who died, and it'd be in the home with him and his wife, an elderly lady who suffers from Alzheimer's. And so weird bits and pieces start happening. Basically, right at the start of the film, we have this scene where there's this, it's like in the woods. There's this young woman, there's this Nazi soldier, and then there's this younger guy, and he's holding the gun behind the woman's head, and the Nazi soldier makes him shoot the woman. That was the very first scene that we got to. So we know that that's going to play, because you see this weird figure kind of coming around behind and you don't know what that is. And so we kind of find out about, like, there's all these weird bits and pieces going on in the movie, like lights flickering and bits and pieces, you can hear things and that. And we find out about a Mazik, which is this evil entity that latches itself onto, I think it was described as a broken person. So someone who's dealing with like grief or these sorts of things, and it latches onto them. And if you don't extinguish it, basically get rid of it on the first night, then it stays with you. And we actually find this out because he's hearing all these noises. So he goes down, Yakov goes down into the basement, and he finds his old VHS tapes, and he's watching a video of the gentleman that the body that he's watching, and his wife, and he's finding all this out. So the Mazik was attached to this guy, and he sees it in the basement, and he kind of like runs and stuff like that, and he's starting to figure out that maybe it's gonna leave one and attach to him, leave the dead guy and attach to him and stuff like that. He's getting all these weird things, like things with his phones, like scan these strange messages. It's one really good bit. So we're starting to learn more about the trauma of what happened to him. And basically he was with his younger brother, and there was these guys, these thugs sort of thing, and basically there was a terrible accident, and they were like harassing and cutting his hair and stuff, and Yakov was just stood there in panic. He didn't know what to do, and his little brother managed to escape and ran in front of a car and got hit by a car. So he's carrying all this guilt around. I think he has been like for years, and so he struggles at, like, he actually calls his doctor because he's like, look, I'm seeing things, like I'm kind of freaking out here. And so he's talking to the doctor and stuff like that, and then the doctor's kind of saying some weird bits and pieces, and then he gets another call, and it's because he tried to call him earlier in the night, so he gets another call and it's the doctor. So he's kind of like, what the hell is this? Kind of a bit freaked out. So then he goes back to the call, and it's now his brother's voice, and he's like, why did you let me die, sort of thing. So he's like blaming himself, but this Mazik is feeding on that brokenness of him, so it's trying to attach itself to him. And we kind of like carry, I'm just gonna throw, this will be one where I'm throwing spoilers in. I normally do like make a mention of that, like sometimes I'll leave it open, sometimes I'll throw spoilers, so this is one where I'm putting kind of the spoilers in there. And so like it's kind of he's battling against it, like it's toying with him, it's playing with him. He gets a call from like this girl that he likes, and she's kind of telling him it's like his fault. It's obviously not her. It's like it's manifesting itself on these like these voices. It's kind of portraying itself as things that will grind him down. So it's this girl that he likes telling him that he should go upstairs and it's up there and you should go and see your brother and stuff like that. And kind of so there's all more like freaky bits and pieces going on, and eventually he goes upstairs and confronts this Mazik, and like what you're told to do, you have to burn the face of it to kind of make sure it doesn't follow you. And this brings his kind of faith back to the fore. It's there, and he goes down after burning the face, and the body, it's kind of writhing around. It's covered in a sheet and stuff like that. But we see more, and we kind of realise that the scene that we saw, it pops up a few times in the movie, that the Nazi making the boy kill the woman was actually the Holocaust survivor who died. It was the man, and the Mazik attached itself to him when he is forced to kill this young woman. And our kind of main guy Yakov actually kind of extinguishes it from the dead guy as well. So it kind of like finally lays it to rest. It's like that the Mazik has nowhere to go, like kills it off kind of thing. He's like burnt its face. It's so it won't attach to him. It's weak, I guess, and it's he extinguishes it from the body, and kind of like that's where we go with it. There's a little bit at the end that kind of makes you think a little bit, is it extinguished? Because at one point he tries to leave the house, and the wife that's suffering from Alzheimer's, she says he won't let you leave, but he leaves and is walking around. His bones start to click and crack, and he's in like agony on the floor, and it's like realizes it's the Mazik that won't let him leave, and it's kind of like he sees it and freaks, and he's like running home and just running to the house, and just as he gets to the top of the steps, it's suddenly there and turns around, and he falls down, hits his head, wakes up, and is in the home again. So yeah, just as he's walking away, he's like, he's got this pain in his chest sort of thing, and he's kind of looking away, and he says to the woman, let's go meet for coffee sort of thing, and then walks away, and that's the end of the movie. So kind of leaving you a little bit, did he fully extinguish the Mazik, or has it followed him? Anyway, that's the end of the movie. The end of the review as well. I enjoyed this one. It's kind of and nice paced. It's very dark, it's very atmospheric, and I liked our main character. All the characters in this are good, and the acting is good, so it's a good all-round movie. And yeah, I recommend giving it a watch. Maybe doesn't hold so much on rewatch value because how it's set up and the pace of it all. It's like once you know kind of all the bits and pieces, it's like, is it worth a rewatch? Maybe like down the line at some point. But anyway, that's the end of the review. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll catch you next week. Thank you. Bye bye.